everybody, welcome to City and County Credit Union's Tip Tuesday. My name is Bailey and I am so glad that you're tuning in. In the state of Minnesota, we're very fortunate to have a host of nonprofits doing good things. And as a financial cooperative, we get really excited when we get to partner with nonprofits who share our mission. And if you tuned in last month, you would have saw us at the Salvation Army talking with them on how we can give back, but also how we can get resources. And today, I'm really excited to bring you to Hope Breakfast Bar. Come on inside and I'm going to show you around. Hi everyone, I am super excited to introduce you to Brian, founder of Hope Breakfast Bar. Thank you for having us today.
Yeah, thanks
We're
for letting me
super
come.
excited
Yeah.
to be here. And so for starters, I'd love just to get to know you a little bit more in your
Sure.
story and where you came from.
Yeah, so I grew up cooking in my uncle's restaurant in Alaska called Flip's Flying Coffee Shop. So
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, tongue twister. So I grew up in this business. I ran some of the largest corporate groups in the country, from MGM Resorts International to Alain Ducasse's restaurants in New York.
Wow.
So we've done restaurants kind of all over the world, from Singapore to Paris to
Oh my gosh.
in Istanbul, Turkey, doing a restaurant there. And now we have a couple of Hope Breakfast Bars here in town.
And so Minnesota was very lucky to have you, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, no, I feel so lucky. I met my wife here. I moved here in 2012 from New York and created a concept called New Bohemia, where we opened, I think, 7 of them and kind of did the corporate stuff. And then
Wow.
2018, my wife and I decided we wanted to do restaurants different. She was really involved in charity, and we wanted to figure out how we combine those two. How do we be charitable and be a for-profit restaurant?
Well, you're leading me really well into my next question here. So tell me about this place we're at. What's the story? What's the driving mission? Because it's something incredible.
Yeah, so Hope Engine Company 3. So that was the firehouse that was here. It was built by volunteers. I believe it was the first racially integrated firehouse in Minnesota.
Wow.
And it was built by volunteers. So that was 150 years ago. So that's really where the name came from. Everybody always asks, Hope, Hope. We literally researched this building. We knew we were going to be a give back, and it just, how perfect was it that it was called Hope. So that's how we started this and what we kind of do every day now.
Oh, I love it. And when you walk in, it's a different environment. You feel at home. And for me, when I go into a restaurant, I want to feel like I'm in my own kitchen. That means a lot to me. And so coming into here, I was first greeted with Share Your Hope cards, and just a different atmosphere. So tell me what your give back program looks like.
Yeah. So Share Your Hope, my wife Sarah and I wanted that to just be, we're across from the Children's Hospital. We're also across the street from just a normal hospital. So how do we give back to the folks that are staying at the hotel that's attached to us, and maybe these families are going through some major trauma? So we wanted them to have an outlet. So that was the Hope and Prayer cards. And it's kind of evolved as COVID hit. When we first opened, it was helping cancer kids and helping people that are going through trauma. Then when COVID hit, families started filling out, my late neighbor lost their job, can you help them with rent? I know a hospitality worker in need, even our own hospitality workers that were in need. So it kind of has evolved over the last 2 years. So I think year to date, we've given out almost 300,000 free meals,
Wow.
a couple million pounds of food. I think we've given out just over 250, almost 300,000 in stipend money, where people could go online and say, I need help with rent, I need help with a car payment. And we just wrote direct checks to those folks.
Wow.
So it's kind of evolved over time, and it continues to evolve as food insecurities. We had lots of shooting deaths for young children this year. So I think we've paid for 7 funerals for kids under 12 that were shot, which is so heartbreaking. So for us, if we see a need, we just want to figure out how we can be a part of helping it.
And I think now, as we go into the holiday season, it's really easy to forget that not everybody gets to go home to a family, or they don't get to go home to presents. And is there anything special you're doing right now during the holidays?
Yeah, so Christmas, the Hope Tree behind you. So
That's a good lead-in.
Yeah, my wife started that when we opened 2018. I think the first year, I think we did 10 families, and this year we partnered with the St. Paul School District. We had somebody reach out to us, and I think they were at 30 families that they knew that had real needs, and not a present. It was, we're going to set aside $500 per family, go out and shop for them and get presents for them. So the community rallied and came in and Sarah and I, again, if it was just the two of us, maybe we could only do 10 families, but because so many people wanted to help us, I think we're up to almost 40 families now. So, and getting lots of presents, not just one, not just two. So it's been so much fun. They've had wrapping parties next door. The hotel
Oh, that's great.
gave us a room for wrapping presents. We've had volunteers that take the presents over to the school. And it was so cool. Yesterday, my wife was over there delivering presents, and they were like, well, I'll take one. It was like, no, that whole bag's yours.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And so before I ask about ways we can give back or reach out for help, I want to know about a dining experience when you come in
Sure.
here. Because I think when we talk about experience and giving back, they're like, I don't know, what am I going to do when I'm there? Am I forced to do anything? So tell me about coming in here to eat. What does that look like?
So the giving part has nothing to do with the eating or drinking. We're not going to hit you up and go, hey, will you give us a couple bucks? That's not at all what this was meant to do. We give 3% of our sales go automatically to our give back. So if we wanted to make sure nobody ever feels like they're going to hit me up. We're not asking for money. We don't need. We'll do whatever we can do with our 3% of sales. So if you come in here, it's the Disneyland of breakfast. So it's French toast with cotton candy. It's we do another French toast that you dip in tomato soup and it eats like a grilled cheese. So it's savory.
Wow.
We have cake batter pancakes. We have lots of fun stuff on the menu. So.
Sign me up.
Yeah,
Man, I love it. And so what if I do come in, I feel inclined to donate, get involved, support you, and as a not-for-profit financial cooperative, our members really take pride in giving back. And so this, I think, would be a place that would really hold a special place in people's hearts. So what do I do to give back?
So you can do it online at givehopemn.org. So it's just givehopemn.org if you want to walk with us. You can also see exactly where that money's going. We don't have any salaries. There's nobody getting paid to do our give back. And that was really a big thing for us when you looked at all of these groups that were out there, that there were people taking these ginormous salaries and all of this stuff. 100% of every dollar that comes in goes right back out, right here in our community. So we're very proud of that. And if you ever want to come on that walk with us, you can. We post where we're going to be, what we're doing. So if anybody wants to volunteer, they can do that as well.
I love it. And now I'm going to flip the coin a little bit because I don't think this gets talked about often. What if instead of giving, I need help? What do I do?
Same thing. So you can go right on that same thing, that givehopemn.org, and you can just fill out an application and say that you can tell us what your crisis is, what you need help with, and if we're able to, we'll jump in and help. We had, it's been a few months now, but there was a young lady at the McDonald's up the street that worked the drive-thru. Unfortunately, she lost her son to a tragic accident. And we got in the car and drove through the drive-thru and gave her a couple grand to help pay for that. So it's that's just the beauty of how small we are, is that we can be very mobile and we can address immediate needs. There's not a big board. There's my wife, I, and a couple other people that sit down and look at these things and go, yes, we can help. And if we have the money, we'll help.
Well, Brian, this truly has been a pleasure, and I cannot wait to share what you guys are doing here. I want to shout it from the rooftops because it's truly incredible. So tell everybody how we can find Hope Breakfast Bar.
Yeah, so we're 1 Leech Street. It's right off of West 7th. We have a brand new one that we just opened in West End. We have the Gnome that's up on Selby. All of our restaurants are part of the Give Back. All of them donate that 3%, so you can go to any of them. We'd love to have you and love to have you come in and experience it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. And you can look for a link to all the restaurants, the give back portion, all in our comments. And we hope you have a great holiday season.